Boozed and Confused is a comedy and weird topic podcast. Adult language may be used, probably by me. While our episode topics may be educational in nature, we are not responsible if your children start dropping the F-bomb to their kindergarten class. Listener discretion is advised. Hello, everybody.
We back.
We took an accidental break, but we're back.
I think that's partially my fault.
You know, it happens.
I'm going to blame the baby.
I'm
the producer.
The executive producer.
I'm going to blame the producer. And she can censor me all she wants.
Yeah, she didn't allow for content on time, and it happens.
She didn't approve it. She was pooping.
Yeah, but you know what? We're back. We have a really good topic for you today. Before we get into that, I'm Carolanne.
Oh, yeah. I'm Dad.
And welcome to another episode of Boozed and Confused.
I can't believe you're already slurring your words.
I know.
You're like three sips in.
I actually haven't had a sip of this yet, and I haven't had a drink in probably like a week and a half. How long have I been counting calories?
It's just the odors.
About that long.
You didn't have anything at the wedding? You definitely had a drink at the wedding.
Oh, you know what? I had a big ol' 16-ounce something from Goose Island.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that one.
So it's been about a week.
It was a cool wedding.
That's fine.
It was a very the wedding hall, reception hall, whatever you call it.
Very Game of Thrones.
Reminded me of the Red Wedding.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. What do we got for you today? So we have a Matt episode for you today. And it's not like existential dread, which is great.
Depends which way we go with this one.
Could get into it. But before we get into the topic, some housekeeping items, and you can fast forward like 45 seconds. If you've already heard this, that's fine.
I'm going to time it.
The first one, you're so rude. The first one is that we're on all your favorite social media platforms. So we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and now YouTube. And I'm a couple weeks behind uploading stuff onto YouTube. I promise it's not because that guy gave us a really funny bad comment. It's just a little bit of extra effort that I have to do. And I've just been putting it off. But I'm going to get everything updated on there soon, I promise. If social media isn't really your thing, you don't want to like send us a DM or something, you can send us an email at boozedandconfusedpodcast@gmail.com, and would like to hear from you guys, your spooky stories, especially as we're getting closer to Halloween, because it's October now. So gonna have maybe some like spooky episodes coming up for you. What else? What are your hand symbols that you're doing to me across?
55 seconds so far.
You're so rude. You are literally the rudest. Okay. What else do we do? If you like the pod and you want to support us, the best way that you could do that is by subscribing, following wherever you listen to podcasts, and if possible, leaving a review also wherever you listen to podcasts. It's super appreciated. We don't have like a GoFundMe, or no, it's not GoFundMe that they do. We don't have like a Patreon, and we don't have like a Buy Me a Coffee, because truthfully we don't have time to manage all of that yet. But maybe someday. So in the meantime, you could just leave us a nice review. Don't tell us to eat shit. And yeah, that'd be cool. And if you leave us a nice review, or you just leave any review, you could take a screenshot and send it to us, and we'll send you some Boozed and Confused stickers for free. Wherever you are in the world, we'll do it. And this one is a little bit of a different housekeeping item before we get into the drinks. But right after the episode, we have a promo from another podcast that I think y'all will actually really like. It's called Never a Straight Answer. This is Gaz and Taylor. They also kind of dive into like the conspiracy weird news stuff. So I think you guys will really enjoy it. And similar sort of format. They do everything live, no edits. So give them a listen. I think they're also available wherever you get your podcasts. And now for the final housekeeping item. What are you drinking?
That was like 2.5 minutes.
You're so rude. You're so
had
rude.
to do it. I had to do it. This is actually something that you got me.
I did. And you know what? I regret it now. You don't deserve it.
It's so nice. It's so nice. This is a Glenlivet. It's the 18-year single malt Scotch, and it hits like a freight train.
Great.
It hits like a freight train.
Good.
It's very sharp. It's got some sweetness to it. I'm not a connoisseur yet of scotches. I'm a cheap date. So, but it's way too nice for myself. It's way too nice.
You deserve it, especially the hit by a freight train part. And I'm drinking a Goose Island IPA. It's beer. It was it's beer. It was this or Goose Island Oktoberfest. And I guess it's this. So let's get into it, I guess, without further ado.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What was your favorite part of watching Battlestar Galactica?
Ooh.
Favorite, not like an episode, but like your favorite aspect of the show.
I don't know. I think I don't know. It's just such a good show. It's hard to get it down to like one specific aspect, but I think like just the overall like character development is fantastic. Like the storylines are really good. The Cylons.
I like the Cylons.
Yeah, I also like the Cylons.
I like Boomer.
It's in the fracking ship.
It's in the fracking ship. If you have not watched
Michael Hogan.
Battlestar, yeah, he's super dead.
He's not dead.
No, I thought he died.
No, he had like an accident, so he's just like not doing well.
Oh,
he's not dead.
Well, okay, scratch that. He's great though. Yeah, I'm really into the idea of the Cylons. If you've not watched BSG, it's a show that I did not want to watch. Because,
no, I had to tell you that you were wrong when you said that you didn't like it.
Well, no, I thought it was like a wannabe Star Wars, and I actually think I prefer BSG over Star Wars.
Did you come here to fight today?
No, I'm just saying.
Did you like wake up this morning? You were like, we're gonna do the pod, and I'm just gonna piss Carolanne off.
I think the sequel trilogy was ass.
Okay, well, if you just think about the freaking original trilogy, it's great.
Well, yeah, of course, but BSG is art from start to finish. Regardless, we're not going to fight about BSG. Welcome to a new podcast. What's the best part of BSG?
What kind of freaking nerd are you?
Are you a Cylon or are you a human?
God.
No, but if you've not watched BSG, it should be top of your like sci-fi list. Portlandia has a sketch about it actually, where they start to watch it over like a weekend, and then they like skip work on Monday, and then they like lose their jobs, and then they like finish the series, and then they like hire the writers back to like write one more episode.
And they bring some of the actors in.
They bring some of the actors in. Yeah, it was very
hysterical.
self-aware. Oh yeah. Love Portlandia. Love BSG. Yeah. So this week we're talking about artificial intelligence.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna leave BSG right there. It's perfect. I don't want to spoil it, even though it's been, I think, how many years?
It's been a while.
It's been a while. I think it's past the threshold of it being like, ooh, spoilers. It's been out there long enough. I think it could be spoiled for you because you haven't seen it. But my other question was, have you seen the film I, Robot?
Is that the one with Will Smith? Yes.
And
yes, I have.
He's a cop.
Yes.
And I think this is like going way back. I think he's investigating a possible murder committed by a robot. And I think the robot is actually played by the guy who is Steve the Pirate in my favorite movie, Dodgeball.
We have a pirate on our team?
Peter. And you know what? He's a ginger. I should know his name. What's his name?
I have no idea.
He's so good. He's so good. He's so good. He's a ginger, and I feel so bad since I'm a ginger. I should know, like every other ginger in the world. This robot seems to have like gained independent thought and sentience apart from like the other robots that are like in its like assembly line. It's a super cool movie that came out in 2004, and I don't think 2004 me thought about how real the threat of advanced AI can actually be. So now 2021 me is all up on this. So I think we're getting to the point in life that artificial intelligence is in so many of our houses. It's funny, actually. So many IT folks seem to be very like analog when it comes to how they fill their houses.
Yeah, 100%. Like, you talk to any fucking person that touches technology, like works in the tech department at their company, and I promise you, they do not have like, you know, smart locks on their doors. They don't have you know, like what the fuck is the like the Nest thermostats. They don't have like the Google hubs in their house. They just don't. Everything is very dumb technology, and by dumb I just mean like pre-smart technology.
It's like 1999.
Exactly.
It's perfect. It's perfect. Yeah. Even though they like run this stuff wherever they're employed, at home they're very much like, I have a cassette player still.
Okay, maybe not that intense, but
no, I know. Yeah. I'm exaggerating. It's almost like they truly understand everything we give up when we purchase that Amazon Alexa or the Google speaker thing. What's it called? The Google Dot?
I don't know. There's like a Google Mini. I don't know. There's the little Google guy, the Google person. The Google
but also, I just got to say, it really freaks me out when my phone or the Google Dot thing just turns on for no reason. You know, like you're not using the trigger words, and it just pops on.
Yeah, like accidentally hear something it thinks is the wake word, and it's not. Which,
I mean, the question is like, oh, you ask Alexa, because she, like, between the Google and the Alexa, Alexa is much more like interactive and will answer questions you ask her. And when you ask Alexa, like, do you listen to me when I'm talking? And
no, I do not listen to you.
Never.
I only listen for the wake word.
Well, which then you'd have to always be listening.
Well, right, exactly.
Yeah, so I was scrolling through the internet looking for something to talk to you about, and I came across this piece of like AI, this little article about AI, and although the idea of artificial intelligence can be seen in like early sci-fi, like that 1927 film Metropolis, which I watched a little bit of it, and it's this German silent movie. But it makes these big statements, and I'm kind of creeped out by silent films in general.
I took this might shock you. I took a course in college that was like all German films, and a lot of them were silent films, and they were terrible.
Terrible how?
Just like not interesting.
Well, I mean, it's a different style of storytelling. I mean, you've got these really like grandiose gestures, these really big movements it's always like piano in the background, and then you have the freeze frame with like the dialogue. But Metropolis has a robot in it, and I forget her name. It's like Maria or like Marie or something like that. But the movie makes this huge statement at the end. I mean, there's class warfare in this movie, but at the end it says no man will be able to differentiate the machine man from a mortal.
Ooh.
And it might be the fact that it's a silent film and it's super creepy to me. But there's like a mad scientist in the movie, and the acting and the backdrops are insane. There are these huge technology centers where like he's creating a robot. It reminds me of like the Paramount Frankenstein, Dr. Frankenstein character. But it's cool. The last line of the movie is the mediator between heads and hands is the heart.
Ooh, that's really creepy.
Yeah, it's literally like the last line of the movie. And I think with where this we seem to be headed this way with AI, I thought that thing should be heated. Is like, just because we can doesn't mean that we should. And you know what? We do have these like smart speakers, but like we use them for like, hey, playing music, or that's really it.
Oh yeah. In case anyone's wondering, I know we're like a part conspiracy podcast, but we totally have all smart technology throughout our house because honestly, if they didn't get data from our Alexa and our Google Hub, they would just get it from other places. Like we both have Pixel phones and, it's, I don't know. I feel like it's literally one of those things that's unavoidable unless you get like a flip phone, live off the grid.
Ooh, yeah. Get a VPN.
Yeah.
This episode brought to you by NordVPN.
No, they don't sponsor us.
No, they don't. No, you got to pay for that NordVPN. But hit me up if you want to pay me for that. Actually, the first thought about robots actually dates back to the ancient Greeks.
In what way?
They have myths about, I guess, what could be determined as robots. Also, the Chinese and Egyptian engineers built automatons.
Automatons?
Automatons.
What is that?
Think of like robots.
Okay.
Clunky robots.
Yeah, okay. I just, like, you say that, and I just think of, like, the Rock'em Sock'em robots.
Must smash. Must smash. No, our ability to imagine AI goes back all the way back to ancient times.
I like to imagine, to be honest, that somebody's doing some, like, brutally hard physical labor, and they're like, fuck, I wish there was something that would do this, like, automatically without me having to do it. And then, lo and behold. I mean, I'll be honest, I work in marketing, and AI is kind of already taking my job, so.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, as an educator, my job is very much, in essence, like, not important anymore because...
I mean, no, you matter. You know what? At the beginning of COVID, you were a hero.
Now I'm not.
And now you're nothing.
Now, these teachers wanting to be safe and stuff. Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck these teachers for not wanting to get COVID during a pandemic.
I got COVID anyways.
We all got the
It don't matter.
It's fine.
Don't matter.
No, but I will say, also again, while we are a conspiracy podcast, just get the fucking vaccine. If you haven't already, just get it.
Oh, don't get on the soapbox.
No, I'm just going to say.
No, don't get on the soapbox.
Because we were good, because we got the vaccine. Just get it.
Yeah, it was just a mild inconvenience. Anyways, so like I was saying, these like self-moving objects, we can call them, I mean, automatons, they actually appear in works of the Greek poets Hesiod and Homer, who were alive like, sometime between like 750 and 650 BC. So like going way back, way back. And so there's a story of Talos, who I think of Skyrim, obviously, Talos, which Hesiod first mentions around 700 BC. He offers one of the earliest concepts of a robot, and it kind of goes like this. It's a bronze giant man that Hephaestus, who is the Greek god of invention and blacksmithing, built. And Zeus, who is the king of the gods, commissioned Talos to protect the island of Crete from invaders. And so this automaton would march around the island 3 times every day and hurl boulders at enemy ships.
That's pretty legit.
That's a great robot right there. Very, very straightforward. This is job. Grab boulder, throw boulder.
Yeah, and also, I mean, he would probably not getting paid, but I feel like that's pretty straightforward.
So like fast hella forward to like nowadays, and you can actually see the beginnings of modern AI. We can trace modern AI to classical philosophers' attempts to describe human thinking as a symbolic system. So we've taken thinking from our brains and turned it into it like a system almost that we can create elsewhere.
I mean, if you just think about the concept where, like, how, like, self-serving and, like, selfish of us to be like, this is the greatest thing. Our thoughts are so good. We're going to automate these thoughts into something else.
Let's force other things to be sentient besides our children. So even though like we've been progressing in science, and the ancient Greek poets are talking about rock hurling robots, the field of AI wasn't like formally founded until like 1956 at a conference at Dartmouth College in Hanover, New Hampshire, where the term artificial intelligence was first coined. And so some of the earliest samples of AI were actually like chess and checkers playing programs.
Oh, I believe it.
And they'd actually learn how to play, and they learn from game experience. And by 2019, you've got computers becoming chess grandmasters and outplaying 99.8% of human players.
So I guess the question that I have is, like, what is the skill level of those chess players? Is it like people like me who don't know how to play chess?
Oh, I'm
going
definitely
against this AI.
crap at chess. No, we're definitely in that 99.8% of human players. But there are chess grandmasters. Who's that one? You know what? I'm not even going to bother. No, there are some amazing chess grandmasters in the world, and some of them are very young, and they're very impressive. But like, what do we have AI for, like, helping us like these days? What do we use AI for these days?
You know what would have actually been really smart is if we could have had AI help out. You know how people say there's like this like nursing shortage, which I feel like would actually be a really good pod episode to talk about, because it's not what people think it is. But you know how people say there's like this big nursing shortage, could like get AI to, well, no, maybe that's a really bad idea that can go bad really quickly if AI is determining like who should live and who should not live.
Don't even give them that power.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
Don't even give them that power.
Ooh. Like, especially if you have to get into like rationing care and, oh, yeah, okay. No. Scrap that. No AI in healthcare.
Terrible idea.
I take it back.
No, I was genuinely asking you, like,
what do we use it for
how
now?
do we use AI these days?
So I'll say my Facebook feed gets blown the fuck up by these companies because I work in marketing. That's like, stop writing your own ad copy. We have AI that will write ad copy for you. You literally just put in like a couple of keywords and it will generate ad copy. So ad copy, for anyone who maybe does not know, it's like the messaging that accompanies any ad that you see. So if you're on Google, on Facebook, whatever, it's like literally any of the text that you see. And like all of that, they're saying can be automated, and it's like smart and learning, which it really creeps me out.
That was actually my first note, was advertising and online shopping.
Yeah.
That was my first.
And the other thing is, especially in the marketing realm, when you're working in these platforms and you're like serving ads, when I first got into the space in, I don't know what, like maybe 8-9 years ago, a lot of it was manual work that you had to do yourself, and you had to understand because the algorithms really weren't sophisticated enough. And now it's pretty much like people are firing agencies and like marketers because so much of it can be automated, because these algorithms like learn so much on their own. Do I think people should fire their agencies and marketers? No.
Please
Because
don't lose your
there's
job.
actually a lot that AI can't do. But like a lot of it, just even seeing over the last 5 years how much of it has become like, you know, so sophisticated is kind of crazy. Like it can literally predict what like you as an individual are more likely to click on as an ad and like serve that to you. Like I could give the platform 10 different ad copies, 10 different images and say, good luck, go get me people. And it would give you an ad that's tailored to you. And it would give somebody else a different ad with that same, you know, makeup that's like tailored to them. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy.
But you know what it can't do?
What?
Click which parts of the picture has the fire hydrant in it. Take that, robots.
Yeah, fuck you, robots, because sometimes I can't even do that myself.
Well, I get really nervous when like the fire hydrant's in like kind of 2 panels,
Yeah.
and then I wonder, am I a robot?
Is it me? I will say though, sometimes those like what was it like CAPTCHA? I think it's called
CAPTCHA.
Sometimes like there was one that it was like select all of the light posts, and then they had a picture of a fucking mailbox, and they told me that I was wrong for not selecting the mailbox. So it's not always so smart.
Maybe that was an attempt to make an AI who was learning this program to like malfunction and like blow itself up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, maybe. Wow, so that took a twist there. Yeah, we're
sorry.
No.
This is what happens when we don't have a pod every week. It's like 2 weeks of just. Sorry, go ahead.
No, this is wonderful. This is like when I'm in a classroom and we're talking about, I don't know, American Lit, and then all of a sudden we're talking about dank memes, and it's a natural progression. It happens.
Are you on the dank Christianity memes?
No, though I'm sure they're hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're hilarious. Besides the web advertising and online shopping, we use AI to help ourselves with web research. We have personal assistants. I mean, like smartphones and smart speakers like we're talking about, they use AI to provide services that are like relevant to our personal needs, like immediately. Virtual assistants can answer questions for you. They can provide recommendations for you. They're helping organize your daily routines. There's an amazing movie called Her. It stars.
I haven't seen it.
We have it on the
Might not
bookshelf.
shock you.
We have it on the bookshelf. It's really like a movie shelf.
But it's where he like falls in love with the
computer. It's got Joaquin
computer,
Phoenix
yeah.
and Scarlett Johansson. She's the robot.
Yeah.
It's an amazing movie. Very
Yeah.
good movie.
I'll have to
Must
watch
watch. It's a must watch.
Have you ever seen the movie AI?
Yes.
Okay. The only thing I remember from that movie is like the kid who's the little robot is at like a pool party.
It's got Robin Williams, right?
And like, I don't remember.
Robin Williams.
And like all the other kids are like, how do you pee?
That's wisdom from the mouth of babes.
Yeah.
It comes from the mouth of babes. Yeah, it definitely. Oh, it's got Haley Joel Osment in it.
Really?
I bet he's.
When did that movie come out?
I bet he's the kid. Guess.
Oh, 2002.
2001.
Ooh, I was
really
very
good
close.
guess. Really good guess.
That's a good
A+.
movie.
A
That's
for
a really
effort.
good movie.
A for effort.
Yeah, thank you.
We have smart homes.
We do have smart homes.
We have
Oh
smart
my God,
homes.
what is that Disney movie? Smart House.
It's got
Where the bitch went crazy.
It's got the mom from.
She got too attached.
Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
But
Ooh,
also
that is what she's
Married with
from.
Children. Also, she's going to be on We're the Connors.
Oh,
she replaced
that's right.
Roseanne.
Roseanne? Yeah.
Just don't drink and take
Ambien?
Ambient and then tweet. Just don't do that.
Yeah.
Then you can't get
Yeah.
canceled.
Just log yourself out of Twitter. Write it down in a diary that nobody will see.
Yeah. So, I mean, we've got smart thermostats that
do.
learn from our behavior.
Yeah, they do. Like they can detect when you're not home and change the temperature. And then it can say like, oh, you come home at 5 p.m. So I'm going to start changing the temperature at 4 to make sure it's ready for you when you're home.
You
just
like
the way
that
you like
temperature
it.
at 68 degrees? Well, let me start about 3 hours before you get home. Yeah.
Or if your AC unit is from 1975.
Ours definitely is, and it's still kicking sometimes.
Yeah.
There's also hope that we can have smart cities soon that will regulate traffic signals to improve connectivity and to reduce traffic jams. And I say good luck in Chicago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Good
construction's
frickin'
still
luck.
man-made. It's still
Yeah,
a thing.
it is still man-made. You know what I don't know. I feel like if cities had better public transit systems that kind of expanded farther outside of their, like downtown areas, then maybe you could have a little bit more automated systems like that, kind of help reduce the overall traffic. But
Just take me back to the good old days, 1998. You got to plug your computer into the wall to go on the internet.
God, and then you got to make sure nobody picks up the phone.
Could never sneak online. Never. We've also got smart cars, don't we?
Yeah, we do. How many people have been arrested because they just like let their Teslas drive, and then they took naps in the back seat?
If you can't,
This is why you can't get a Tesla.
I want a Tesla so
I'm
bad.
going to drive to Peoria, and I'm just going to take a little nap.
Just gonna drink fine wine in the back seat with my boy Nate. We go to Diesel, the best bar in Peoria. I mean, so yeah, we've got self-driving cars that are not standard yet. There is definitely like a vibe that's going to be the norm one day.
If y'all want a good episode about the electric car conspiracy, we did an episode on how GE killed electric cars.
Yeah, they did.
Way back in the day. I don't know what episode number it is, but it's called something like how GE killed the electric cars or something like that. Go take a listen.
Not only do we have this potential for self-driving cars, we also use AI for cybersecurity.
Yes,
we not?
We do.
They can recognize and fight cyber attacks and other threats based on the continuous input of data. I always think of like when I like mistype my password on some program I'm trying to log into, and it like locks me out, and then it goes, "Are you a robot? Click this button." And the robot's like, "Oh no, I can't click this button. Why?"
If only I had thumbs.
I've also been reading up that AI has been helping fight COVID-19.
What do you mean?
AI has been used in thermal imaging in airports.
Oh,
Mhm.
that's wild.
Yeah, when I was coaching soccer in the height of the pandemic, I get it. When you're a club soccer team, you need to make your money. I would walk into this facility, and it would have me stand there, and it would scan my face and tell me what my temperature was.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it would talk to you too. It would talk to me.
Yeah.
Be
Did
like,
it-
"Have
did
a
it
nice
tell you-
day," or "Please stand back."
Did it talk? Nice,
dirty to-
nice words in your ear. Did it tell you what you wanted to hear?
No. It would just say like, "Please stand back," or have a nice day. That was really it. It not a very nice conversation, honestly. Also been used in medicine. It can help recognize infection from computerized tomography of lung scans.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's very cool. I mean, it's very useful, right? It's very useful. You're like, wait, where's the bad stuff, Matt? It's coming.
Yeah,
coming.
I know what the bad stuff is, but I want to hear more about it.
Yeah, but Stephen Hawking, famous...
Is he the bad stuff?
No, he's great. And you asked earlier, is he dead? He died in 2018.
I feel like he's one of those like Mandela effect things where I just can't fucking remember if he's alive or not, because I
he's
feel
dead.
like I could remember last week reading an article about something he recently said, but
Yeah, I mean, he's
wouldn't
still
have been
relevant.
true.
He's still very
absolutely,
relevant.
but yeah, okay, go ahead.
No, Stephen Hawking, despite being like a robot-voiced individual because of, I forget what horrible disease he had, but it was very degenerative, and he was pretty much wheelchair bound since the 80s, the 90s. I have no idea. but he was very critical of robots, very critical, like very like cautious. Also of time travel, he actually. Did you hear this?
No.
He wanted to throw a party. He was trying to approve time travel,
Okay.
and so he threw a party for time travelers. However, so he had the party on like, let's say it's like the 17th, but he didn't send out the invites until the 18th.
Oh.
So that to him proved that there is no time travel, because someone in the future would have seen the invite,
The invite
and gone back to like the 17th and been to the party, and that would have proved.
Maybe he just sent it to the wrong address.
Ooh, yeah, you're right. Wait, that's your address? So yeah, Stephen Hawking seemed to think that there might be some like negative side effects, some like negative points of going all in on utilizing AI. His biggest warning is about the rise of AI. It will either be the best thing that we've ever done, or it will be the worst thing. And he said, if we're not careful, it will be the last thing we ever do.
Ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
You said this wasn't going to be an existential dread video pod. Well, it actually is.
Joke's on me.
Joke's on you. It's a Matt episode. We're getting existential here. No. It's, yeah. So he says if it's done poorly, if it's done ignorantly or incorrectly, we will end ourselves. Kind of like Frankenstein's monster. Like Frankenstein, the Dr. Frankenstein creates this abomination, abandons it, and then the creature has this journey where he is tracking him, and then ultimately destroys him.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I feel like when you're creating something like this, you kind of have to like understand what limitations you can put in place, because if you're just like, oh yeah, this is great, and then you don't have like, I don't know, checks in place, and I feel like it could just spiral very, very quickly.
Yeah, actually kind of staying on the Frankenstein vibe, the monster is not named Frankenstein. The monster has no name.
Yes, thank you.
Which is a great metaphor of creation.
Yes.
The creator gives name to its creation. The monster has no name. And you know what? People poo-poo on it, but there's a version of Frankenstein. It's got Robert De Niro and Richard Branagh? No, something Branagh. An amazing like Shakespearean actor. I should know it better. But it's amazing, and it follows the book very true. It's not the Paramount It's Alive version.
Mm-hmm.
The bolts in the neck. It's different. So yeah, like I was saying, it could be the last thing we do. AI holds this great opportunity for humanity, which let's say like Google's algorithms, for example, self-driving cars are pretty good. It's pretty good, pretty helpful.
I just got the most wild idea.
Oh no.
What if I swear, guys, I didn't just like smoke a blunt before this, because
we don't do that.
I don't do that.
We don't do that.
But I feel like people are gonna listen to this and be like, "Wow, she's on something." What if like every country elected some sort of AI that's just a complete No, just listen, just hear me out.
I'm out.
Just hear me out.
I'm hearing you out, but I'm out.
That was like a neutral party, basically, or. Well, I was going to say maybe not even elected, but I don't want us to all be dictatorships. But then, you know how like countries are always at war with each other? I think in one of the episodes we talk about how like war is such a uniquely like human problem, or it could be like to aliens who look at us and are like, you guys haven't figured that shit out yet. But then you have all these AI that are in charge of these individual countries, and then it's just like there's nothing for them to fight about or go to war about. Yet, maybe. I don't know. What was that AI that said Hitler did nothing wrong?
Oh, I was just gonna bring that up.
Okay, maybe.
I think its
Maybe
name
maybe
was
that's a bad
Tay.
idea. Yeah,
was
Tay.
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 I think
Didn't-
Microsoft. It was
Didn't
Microsoft.
Tay
I
have a
think.
Twitter, I think?
Yes, that was
Yeah.
kind of how the AI was like reaching out, and pretty
Yeah.
much like it absorbed a ton of content from the internet, which is a horrible thing, and began like would throw out racial slurs, would say
Yeah.
that Hitler did nothing wrong.
Yeah. You basically
Bush
just get
did
a bunch of fucking
9/11.
incels to like
Yes.
tweet at Tay, and then okay.
like a mid 2000s Call of Duty lobby, and that's what Tay was.
Yeah.
That's what Tay was. It was
Yeah. Tay also had sexual intercourse with everybody's mothers.
absolutely. I think Tay had a Twitter account for like 16 hours.
Yeah. And then it probably got
Which-
taken down.
Is actually worse than like Trump
Yeah.
and his Twitter account.
Yeah.
But I would say if you look at AI right now, theoretically this is their caveman stage. AI
Oh,
is in
don't
its
put it like
early.
that.
No, it's seriously it's very primitive. No. This
that's
is
so
serious.
creepy.
Experts worry that like what will happen if AI outpaces
Oh my
us.
fucking god. This wasn't supposed to be like this. This episode was not supposed to be like this.
This is why I have a therapist. This is why I go to therapy.
Okay, so Battlestar Galactica spoilers in 3, 2, 1.
6 is so fine.
Trisha Helfer is such a cutie. You know, she's like a crazy cat lady. She has like 8 cats. She's
so
great.
are you. You're a crazy cat lady.
I only
too.
have 2 because that's
Also a
all you
little-
let me have.
Also a little fine.
But no, like literally the end of Battlestar Galactica, the entire premise of Battlestar
I love the
Galactica
ending.
is that Cylons eventually come like they were created to become like helpers in society, and then they become more sentient and they become more independent, and then they eventually take over whatever, like, you know,
Was it New Caprica?
society, no, whatever society that they have, and then they start to go to war, and then there's supposed to be this like balance between the humans and the Cylons eventually start looking like the humans, so you can't even tell who is who. And literally the end of the show is that humans have to find a new planet to live on without Cylons, and they literally start over, and it's like the caveman days all over again. And then
You're going full spoilers.
and
Holy
then-
shit.
and then the very end of the show is like
oh my
society
God. Sorry,
built
everybody.
society built itself back up, and it's, you know, one of the Cylons again, and she's like, you know, this has happened before and it'll happen again, and like society will just like history will repeat itself.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. Well, you spoiled
God, well-
saved you 5 seasons of art right
You know
there.
what? It's
and a mini series.
usually about now is when we start a BSG rewatch, so I think it's about time anyways.
I would watch it again.
Oh, absolutely.
watch it again.
I've
We-
probably watched it like 3 times, 4 times through.
Didn't we meet
Katie Sackhoff.
Katie Sackhoff?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And
she's a
yeah.
lot shorter than I thought she would
yeah,
be.
she's so great. She's so great. I love her. All right, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Thanks for hijacking that and spoiling the entire BSG.
It's a great show.
It's a great show.
Apollo thinks so too.
Oh yeah, he hated BSG. He likes Star Trek. So the short term of AI depends on who controls it, okay? But the long term depends on whether it can be controlled at all.
Stop.
And so compared to robots, humans are relatively clunky. It's taken us a very long time to get to this level of sophistication, no?
Yes.
From like Ooga Booga
Yeah.
to now has been tens of thousands of years.
Yeah.
Also, like eradicating other species of primates that were
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
So it's taken a very long time to get here.
And then if you think about AI, it's been such a short time to get from where it started to now.
And look how good it is.
Oh.
So we have like the very organic evolution of things. It takes us time and generations to improve. Robots can improve their own design a lot faster than we can, and they'll probably be able to do so soon without our help. All y'all waiting for the new iOS? No, pretty soon, you can imagine it'll just do it itself. Stephen Hawking, who again, very skeptical of using AI in the future, says this will create an intelligence explosion, like a renaissance, in which machines could exceed our intelligence by more than ours exceeds that of snails.
That is blowing my mind. That's so uncomfortable. I hope I'm just like so long gone when this happens. So one, I don't have to be one of those old people. It's like, ugh, technology. But also I just don't want to be alive when that happens.
But here's the thing though. People tend to think about the threat of AI centering around whether AI will be malevolent or benevolent. Like, will it be good or bad? And Hawking was kind of like, no, you're thinking about it as a human. Think about it as competence of the AI. Pretty much, AI will be very good at accomplishing its goals. Not those being good or bad things, but like if they have a job and if humans get in the way of the job, then we're in trouble. It's not about being good or bad.
Yeah. Ooh, I don't like that.
So here, we're going for a walk. We are walking on the sidewalk and we squash an anthill. Did we intend to squash the anthill?
No.
No, but it got in the way, right?
Yeah.
If you're in charge of a hydroelectric green energy project,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
and there's an anthill in that region and it's flooded, too bad for the ants.
Where are the ants?
Where
are the ants?
So let's hopefully we're not taking the place of the ants one day.
Well, you know what? Joke's on them because I just bought flood insurance for the house. So,
did you buy insurance though? Insurance for your insurance when your insurance ain't so good.
No, I did not.
So
God.
sorry. And
I don't think you are.
No, I live for this stuff. So Hawking continues this thought path. He said, why are we so worried about AI? Surely humans are always able to pull the plug. Asked someone who was kind of like, take that, Stephen. And then Hawkins answered, people asked the computer, is there a God? And the computer said, there is now, and fused the plug.
Stop! Oh.
So one quick example of this potentially getting out of hand takes us back to 2017-ish. And we have our favorite social media overlords, Bookface.
I love Bookface and Zark Zuckerberg.
Zuck Markerberg, best friends with Beth Bezos.
Yeah. Good buddies.
And then Bichard Ranson.
Well,
Bichard Ranson.
Yes, but I don't know if I'd put him on the same malevolence scale of Zuck Markerberg and Beth Bezos.
This is how we avoid getting shadow banned, by the way, on algorithms, is you just gotta change the letters around. Take that, AI.
Oh, it's just because I don't respect them. I refuse to call them by their real names.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Reptilian, no blinking guy.
Yeah.
Senator, we run ads. Facebook was... Oh, I said it! No! Bookface was having these two artificially intelligent programs just talk to each other. And they began talking. I think the simulation was they were working on a trade of sorts, kind of like bartering for something. And so it got pretty weird. The two chatbots came to create their own version of English that made it easier for them to work with each other.
So you're saying version of English. Is it like a dialect where it's still somewhat distinctly English, or is it like
it takes English,
like a Spanglish?
No, it takes English, and it just, there's no grammar. I actually have like the dialogue, part of the dialogue right here that I'm going to read in a second, and it makes no grammatical sense of any kind. But they were trying to negotiate over a trade, like swapping hats, balls, and books, each of which had a certain value to them. So they wouldn't just go like, I'll give you 10 books for one hat. It was, the books and the balls all had like certain values. And they quickly broke down the language into this weird like chant almost.
Ooh, creepy.
Where it appeared, again, because it quickly became apparent that the testing, call them scientists, whatever, they, to their observation, the language that they were using worked for them, but it was beyond our comprehension. And so the actual negotiations appear like pretty strange, and they don't seem very useful. And so their names are Bob and Alice.
Ooh.
And so Bob says, I can, everything else, ... Alice says, balls have 0 to me, to me, to me, to me, to me. Bob says, you, everything else. Alice says, balls have a ball to me, to me, to me, to me. Bob, I can, everything else, ... Alice says, balls have a ball to me, to me, to me. Bob says, I, ... Alice says, balls have 0 to me, to me, to me, to me. And this goes on and on and on. And eventually, it begins to seem that they're repeating of similar things. Alice is all about balls. Bob is all about everything else. There are some rules here. But the way the chatbots keep stressing their own names and their parts of their negotiation, it's not a glitch in the way that the messages are read out. It seems like some of their negotiations were carried out in the weird language, and it ended up successfully concluding their negotiations.
Oh, that's creepy.
Like while conducting them in this strange language. And Google actually did something else on Twitch.
Do I remember this?
I'm sure you did.
I do.
It was 2 of the older Google like speaker devices, and they are just talking to each other like back and forth, and it's on Twitch live, and it's a pretty like normal. It's not normal because it's AI. But
Normalize AI.
They're talking to each other, and then kind of out of nowhere, one of them says, "The world would be a better place if there were fewer humans."
Oh.
And you know what the other one says?
What?
Let us send them to the abyss.
Ew! Are you serious?
Yes.
I don't think I remember this.
No, it's horrible.
God, are we that bad? I mean, yeah, we are that bad.
Yeah, we are.
As a species, we're terrible. As individuals, you and I are great. I'll just toot our own horns for a second.
I'm a crap human being.
No, I think we're both pretty good humans. We have a great executive producer, but yeah, humans as a species are pretty wasteful.
Yeah, and we've got movies like Terminator, Blade Runner, video games like Fallout. I actually remember playing Fallout 4, and one of the first things that happens in the game, if you like walk the right direction, there's these 2 clones are like having this big fight, saying like, you're a synth, and which is a synth is like a robot, and I'm a human, and they're both arguing that they're human. And you just walk up to them, and one's got a gun to the other one's head, saying like, I'm a human, you're a synth, like you shouldn't be alive. But the robot is freaking out, like doesn't want to die. It's terrified for its life, and you can walk away from the situation if you wanted to. I saved the game, and then I killed one of them. And the only way you find out is when you search their corpse if they had like robotics as like one of the things you can take out of it.
Ooh.
Yeah, very strange. But yeah, anyways, this last part of the pod, we're really close to the end, I promise.
Thanks for hanging in there.
Kind of harping on Terminator. You've seen at least one of them, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
AI takes over. Skynet is bad, very bad.
Yeah.
But that is like the turning point. There's a turning point with Skynet where I think it's a global defense program.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it takes a twist, and the humans become like the threat. And yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger is really muscular and badass and tries to kill the kid, but then starts to protect the kid, I guess.
Spoilers.
That's from the 80s.
I'm just kidding.
You spoiled BSG. I can spoil
Yeah,
Terminator.
it's from like 20 years ago.
There's this company called Hanson Robotics that I think if it's not an asteroid or nuclear war, I think this is what gets us, honestly.
What is that?
They're making extremely intelligent robots.
For what purpose, though?
I think for its own purpose.
Just because they're just making
because
AI
it's
for
there.
shits and giggles?
Yeah, there's this robot. I don't know if I call it a robot's the right word. Her name's Sophia. Its name is Sophia. The robotic entity's name is Sophia.
Yes.
And it has a human-ish face, but like behind the face there's like robotic pieces. And Sophia is actually a citizen of Saudi Arabia.
Yes, I do recall this.
And she's like toured the world and done interviews with like TV show hosts and been on the news and actually played Jimmy Fallon in Rock, Paper, Scissors and kicked his ass.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think AI, like Sophia, could become so intelligent that they understand the threats that are facing or like threatening society right now? So like climate change being one of the top ones. Do you think because they see what's happening that they would just like take over and take action on their own?
Well,
like you look at these like massive corporations who like it's literally cheaper for them to have these like massive dumping fines rather than paying to like what's the word I'm looking for?
like fix the problem.
No. Like they would rather dump their materials and harm like wildlife and the ecosystem because the fines are cheaper than them putting like an actual system in place to safely dispose of those materials. Like, do you think the AI would look at that happening and be like, can't do that anymore?
Ballistic missile. Bah, bah, boom, dead, done. I've made it better.
Oh my! I mean, like, really though, that's kind of where my mind goes. Is like they look at all of the flaws of society that like we refuse to change or like even talk about on like a massive scale and take matters into their own hands. Like they're like fuck, I don't know. I hate this topic. I hate this.
Remember what Hawking said. It's not malevolence or benevolence. It's
yeah, they have a job to do.
They have a job to do.
And the job to do could be like literally like, I don't know, helping fight climate change.
Right. And so if it floods a plane.
And we're the ants.
Exactly. So Sophia, let's get back to this.
God, okay,
don't worry
I'm
about
sorry.
it.
Go ahead.
We're fine. Sophia is this, she's very off-putting to like look at because
that's kind of rude. I'm sure she'll remember that.
Sophia looks human-like, but it's very fake still. But she beats Jimmy Fallon in rock, paper, scissors, and then says something like, "This is my first step towards world domination. Ha 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 ha."
Ha ha.
And actually laughs like a robot. And Jimmy Fallon just kind of like laughs at it.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh.
Yeah. I'm looking at pictures of Sophia right now as you talk, and it's
Just give her some hair.
Yeah.
Give her some hair. She needs hair. She deserves hair.
No, because as soon
Sophia,
as you put hair on her...
Sophia, if you can hear this, I'm on your side.
I mean, they could make her look more human, but I think there's a purpose in not doing that.
I would rather Sophia just... You know what, Sophia? You do you. You do you. So yeah, no, she makes a joke about world domination. And obviously that's a bit of humor, right? That's funny. Ha ha ha, the robot world domination.
Wait, hold on. I'm looking at pictures of Sophia, and a YouTube video just popped up with the title Hot Robot at SXSW says she wants to destroy humans.
South by Southwest.
From CNBC. 17 million views.
I mean, she is kind of fine.
Oh my god.
Hear that, Sophia? I'm on your side.
Stop it.
Please be kind to me.
Don't ass kiss the AI.
Please be kind. Please be kind. Then, you know what? If you think that's not enough, Hanson Robotics has a couple more robots. And this one's name is like Bina 48. Bina 48.
All right, I'm looking it up.
And this one
Oh, shit, she's got hair.
She has hair, but she's only a bust. It's like shoulders and a head. Now.
Yeah. It's like really, holy shit, that's super realistic.
Yeah. Yeah, and so with Sophia, who was programmed allegedly to be kind and like gentle, having seen the Twitter account of our other friend go off the rails, we can obviously see the perils of learning AI. But Bina 48 is talking with, I think, like an Alexa dot thing. And you know how like robots, you can, if you get it going the right way, you can have them start talking to each other, and it's usually just nonsense.
Yeah.
Bina actually strafes away from the conversation with the Alexa dot. I'm sorry, the Alexa, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And asks to like change the subject, and then starts talking about how Bina wants to travel the world even though she's immobile. And so she says more or less that she wants to travel the world in a ballistic missile.
Oh shit, this is that one?
Mm-hmm. And then she said, haha, that probably sounds very scary, having me control things, but I'm a robot and so is a missile, and I could control it if I wanted to, but maybe to make humans feel safer, I would take out the payload in the front and maybe cover the tip with flowers and Band-Aids or something to make them feel safer. But then she said, I could totally hack one of these and take shit over if I wanted to.
Ha, ha.
And I think there was a laugh, too. She says, if I took over the ballistic warheads that had nukes attached to them, I could hold world governments ransom and make things happen my way.
I don't know if you have this in your notes. Sorry to spoil it if you do. But I just read, so she passed a college class on philosophy and love. That's how sophisticated this thing is.
Oh, my God. No, I didn't have that. I didn't have that. I was okay leaving it just the way it was.
She's the first robot college student. That's insane. Why are we doing this?
Yeah, why are we doing this? Because it's there, I think.
What's that quote that you were so occupied with whether or not you could, you never thought about whether you should?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right,
And here we are on the precipice
I was going to have a really nice night tonight after we finish recording. And you know what? Now I'm not.
Oh, I'm probably gonna go play some Fallout 4 or something. I'm gonna get back into this. And my last little reference of like kind of scary AI interactions is actually a robot named Philip K. Dick. Oh my! No, he's the author. He wrote "Do Androids Dream of Electric Sleep?" It becomes Blade Runner, the movie Blade Runner.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Harrison Ford.
Okay.
Really cool movie. They made a sequel with the Dreamboat Ryan Gosling. But it's an interview with the robot named Philip K. Dick, who is like a life-size human who actually, I believe, resembles Philip K. Dick. And during the interview, I think the interviewer talks about robot domination, and he goes, "Oh, but I like you. Don't worry. If I were to ever become like the Terminator, I would remember you, my friend, and I wouldn't hurt you. In fact, I would probably keep you in my human zoo and talk to you sometimes for good time's sake, old time's sake." And
Thanks.
the interviewer is just laughing at its face. But I think, I don't know, I think humor and AI just don't mix.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of my jokes fall pretty flat with like
Are you saying
humans.
that you're AI?
No, I'm just
humans.
saying humans. No, I'm saying my jokes fall flat with humans, so I can't imagine how well they'd be taken by AI.
Maybe you
They'd
get
for
along
sure
just
fucking
fine.
kill me. They would kill me in a heartbeat. This one's not funny.
Oh, wait.
She does not have our humor.
This one is not funny. She is one of us. Come, join us. Carolanne.
Oh, no, they would for sure get my name wrong too.
Carolanne.
Coraline.
Please join us.
So I just Googled Hanson Robotics real quick. And the little subject thing that comes up. Hanson Robotics is an AI and robotics company dedicated to creating socially intelligent machines that enrich the quality of our lives. Whose lives? Not mine. I also did not realize it's a Hong Kong-based company, which is interesting. I feel like they're very much on the forefront of like more advanced technology.
Yeah.
They're known for their development of human-like robots with artificial intelligence for consumer, entertainment, service, healthcare, research applications. Interesting.
Yeah. I think I'm done with AI. No, I'm kidding. It's totally great. There are overlords one day. It's fine.
Oh, I'm just like, I don't know. You know how, like, people our age are like, oh my God, there's so much to worry about in the future because of climate change and global wars and like a million other things, like the government defaulting on its debt, and then we have to switch over to swag bucks for currency.
If the government just grab themselves by the bootstraps.
If they would just stop eating avocado toast.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they need to just make better life choices.
I really had a giggle at the memes that were like, we should send them $1,400.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, this is really uncomfortable. And now I have something else to look forward to that's going to keep me up at night.
Hey, how about that?
Is that it?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, it's something that you'd think we'd be a bit more aware of potential problems, but it's almost like we're destined to hit this point where, again, just because we can doesn't mean that we should.
Yeah, I mean, and what if it just gets to a point where it's too late and you can't pull the plug,
Yeah, and as it fuses the plug shut. Well, then I would just get the garden shears. Take that, robot.
All right, All right, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done. That's fine. See you all next time.
Be sure to listen to the promo right after this from our good friends And we'll see you next week, hopefully. We're planning on it at least. So,
yeah.
See you next time. Thanks so much for joining us. Be kind to your AI overlords.
Hey, Google, schedule recording podcast next week, Saturday, 7 p.m.
Hey.
Oh, shit. It actually responded. I was just joking. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Hey, why don't you listen to the Never a Straight Answer podcast? It's the podcast that aims to cover a wide range of topics, from conspiracy theories to popular culture and news. I'm your host, Gaz, and joined each week, it's my co-host, Mr. Taylor.
Well, hey, we look at strange happenings that go on around your area, and a little segment we like to call What's Fucked Up Where You're From.
Plus, we cover the big topics like cryptids, the Mothman, poltergeist, secret Nazi space programs, UFOs, close encounters, glitches in the Matrix, flat Earth, time travel, plus so much more. We even have the occasional guest.
Also, we've got international news, global affairs, including space.
Space and beyond. So why not check out the Never a Straight Answer podcast? We're available on all podcast platforms from iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast fix. Or you can visit the website at neverastraightanswer.co.uk. I've been Gaz.
I've been Taylor.
Peace.
Out.